you've been having a wonderful weekend. So Monday is now officially here, at least Central Time for where I'm at. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, so we're going to be seeing that double Cooper event ending here pretty soon. And not only that, we're going to see the end of Season 1 and Season 2 kicking off here after midnight on Monday. So it sounds like servers may be up around 3 o'clock Central in the morning. We'll have to wait and see. Sometimes it can take longer. Depends if they have any issues converting and, bumping those new contents in. We'll just have to play it by ear. But definitely make sure that you tune in, because we're going to be streaming live over on our Twitch channel and doing a big grind. And if you're looking to have someone to team up with to complete your pass, like I said, as soon as the servers come up, I'm going to be up, and we'll kick a notification over into the Discord group at Banished Souls that I will be online for anyone who wants to join in, and we're going to start server farming early. I understand a lot of folks have to work. It's not a requirement. It's just an invite. So hope that helps you out. For all of you who have commented in, whether it be in the Discord or even here in the videos, that video has helped you, I really appreciate that, and I'm glad that has helped you. And I'm going to try to keep content coming out for new players and also advanced players coming into Season 2 with this new ship upgrades and the faction system. I expect we'll have a lot of content to cover here in the days ahead. I want to teach you what I know, and I want to show you how to hopefully prepare you for a couple things. So first things first, Kufr bars. There's a lot of rumors going around. I've heard rumors from every circle there is that people are saying they think that the Kufr bar is getting removed. There has been absolutely zero official word from Ubisoft saying anything about Kufr bars being removed. There has been information that there will be a deep iron, and I believe it's called plate iron or iron plate, coming into the game. There's probably going to be some other new materials as well, and it says that some of it can be bought here at Blackwood. Now, obviously it's not available in the game, but if you haven't picked up Mark of the Wolf, I do recommend it. These furnitures here are some great furnitures. As to when they will be back in the game, I do not know, guys. I'm not sure. As far as the Electo, if you want it, get it. I have it. I wasn't real big on it. I ended up selling it, or I ended up actually salvaging it. But a lot of great things that they had in the game. But I also want to show you this. If by some chance they do bring a new currency and Kupfer is no longer going to be something, do not fret. Just as when Sovereigns was the main currency back in the day, and then they moved it over to Kupfer bars, they had it where we could take, and for every 2 Sovereigns, it was an exchange over for 1 Kupfer bar. Now it's every 2 Kupfer bars exchange for 1 Sovereign. That's why for 100 Sovereigns you can buy, for 100 Kupfer bars we can buy 50 Sovereigns now. So if they come out with a new currency, we're going to be able to exchange that Kupfer bar for it. So just hang on to it till we know more here on Tuesday morning, guys. Don't go just dump your stuff or go buy a bunch of crap that you don't need based off of a knee-jerk reaction of naysayers who, they don't really have a lot of anything positive to say about the game. Now, if you have pieces of 8, there is going to be a cap coming into the new season, from what it sounds like, 300,000 eights. So what can you do if you end up, like I'm at 300,000, 367. I've got a bunch of warehouses that are almost ready to pick up as well. So what do you do? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect all my warehouses up. I'm going to buy the buoys over at Unita, and I'm going to be running the Honorless event with those buoys. And I'm going to grind this thing out to get those bloody doubloons, of course, earning more weapons, hopefully in those bloody strong boxes. You can do that in tier 2, you can do it in tier 1. It's up to you. There is no wrong way to do it, guys. Now, what I have been buying here in the past, and again, the reason I'm spending 8s now on that is because I need to spend them on something. So it's either finish some things off on a Helm, which I'm pretty much buttoned up on that. We may show that, or get Ascension chest. Great way to get some. You can buy 5 at a time, which will give you 15 modules and 30 upgrade parts, it sounds like. And also artisan refinement packs. The reason you want to get these is they are upgrading your ship cosmetics. Now, if you finished your pass this year, you've picked up that grotesque figurehead. That's that big winged demon thing with the crown. There is the basic mode that you earned, and then there is the upgraded, wrong tab. If we go here to ship cosmetics and then we come over to the figurehead, I can show you this a little better. So this is the first that you get. It's called Grotesque Slumber. Then you have the Silt and Steel upgrade, which has just changed its colors a little bit, but you use Artisan Refinement for that. And then the final Awakened Horror reactive set. And that is how you do that. It cost me 5 to do that. You earned part of it in the pass. The rest of it they wanted you to buy, or you could get it from Unita with those bloody doubloons. So you've got a little bit of time left here in Monday to grind some of that out. If you got some buoys and things, you just look for something to spend some mates on. I would recommend hitting some buoys and stocking up on those. So I've been stocking up on those here today. And like I said, you can also come into your pass here. I'm sorry, your Helm, and finish some upgrades. One of the things I have been doing is I went ahead and I started tapping off some of the, just the first stage of some of these breakthroughs on refined materials. I also came in here, wanted to hit like advanced Emperor production. I'm going to finish these off as well. They're 10,000 a piece, but the first one was, it seemed like 4,000 or 2,500 to get to the first stage of these. And the reason you do that is it makes it so that you can have a little bit higher upgrade on your pieces of 8 that you're producing when you're using that particular product. I'll show you what I mean. When you upgrade those, by the way, you want to make sure that you come over here and check, like, so here at Northeaster, we had silver stuff. We could bring it to 693. I just did the Black Lotus earlier. Hey, guess what? It's 7.2. So I need to go and start producing the higher amount. I want to make sure I harvest the pieces of 8 off of this factory first and foremost. And once I have picked up my 8s, then I can bump that up. If I just take that to the next stage, I wipe out my 8s. So make sure that you pick your 8s up first and then upgrade to the next currency, the highest paying currency there as well. Of course, those other types of things will be like magnetite, Rosali cloth, juniper planks, fine abaca, and things like that. These are going to be your refined materials that is in this upgrade pass here that I was just showing you here on the side tabs. So you have your breakthrough process for refines, and then of course you have your exotic materials as well, which will be such as your upgrade parts and things that's going to give you a little bit better upgrade pass on that. Then of course you have Sea People Dominance, which is going to increase production rates of materials. So as you increase production rate, means you're going to raise how many it's producing per hour. Of course, these are pretty expensive. I do not recommend doing these until after season 2 is well in full swing and you know what you need for upgrading your new ships. So upgrading the new ship is going to be the big thing, and I know that's why everybody clicked on this video here. We're going to discuss it. So there's going to be one at the shipwright, just as you can now. You're going to be able to upgrade your ship to a 7 of 7, but it's not the only upgrades that's going to be allowed. And from what it's sounding like is to upgrade beyond a level 3, so it's going to be done to upgrade ships. Just as it costs pieces of 8, it's also going to be costing things called the deep iron and then even plate iron. So, and then whatever other type of materials that they're going to choose to get that done. Like I say, there's going to be some of that stuff available at Blackwood for what the production notes are saying. If you don't know where production notes are, make sure that you check over at the Ubisoft Skull and Bones main web page. All right, that's where you go get the official news on everything coming into new season 2 and also the new frigate ship. And some of this stuff pretty interesting. It doesn't go into great detail, but it does hint around, and we're going to talk about some of the things it's hinting around about here tonight. So there is going to be a new point system called guild points. There's also something called faction points. Now, will they tie in together? If not, how exactly are these going to work? Well, within the faction system, you're going to be picking an oath. You're going to take an oath of war. How that's going to work, it's going to be part of a storyline mission that is going to carry you to the mid-season point, which you will either decide DMC or you will decide campaigning royale. And it sounds like the mega fort, which is going to be just here to the east of Labastide, this is the new mega fort, will be taken over by the DMC. Now, if you are familiar with the leaderboards, this is a seasonal and there is a weekly tab. Seasonal leaderboard tracks infamy. It used to be pieces of 8 last year. Now it's infamy. There's going to be a leaderboard that is within the faction system that is going to track. If you're DMC, you're going to have certain types of things that you run, and you can even see some of this in the game right now. When you run a takeover, a hostile takeover, and you destroy a ship that's a level 8 or higher, you will get a faction ship. So if you're over here and you destroy a level 8 ship up in this area here, it's going to give you plus 6 faction points for destroying that level 8 ship. Now, if you come down here and you're running a takeover, not a plunder, a takeover event, and you run a takeover event, it's going to, for those level 10 ships, it's not just going to give you, your infamy boost to your kingpin ship or your basic rank, it's going to assign an actual faction point of 8. And then, of course, DMC, same thing. If you're running a hostile takeover here, depending on the level ship, it's going to give you a faction system point-wise. Now, what I have noticed is that the faction system points are higher in Tier 2 than obviously they are here in Tier 1. And they are higher over here to DMC and the, what's this called, the Rempa? Yeah, they're higher in those zones than they are over here because these are smaller ships and lower level ships. So now, if that's something that's going to continue to happen within the system, then if you're DMC side and you're having to come over here to earn faction points, you're going to have to blow up 2 to 3 ships to earn what one ship over here is going to pay out. Something to keep in mind if that's the way they go. We don't know if that's the way it's going to happen, but we see the early point system already in the game. I do recommend that you run that hostile, guys. Now, just so you can see, it could be a solo or a takeover. Now, there's also certain types of convoys that you can run where you will see like certain ships traveling with it. There may be DMC ships traveling with the convoy, and when you destroy those DMC ships, it'll say faction points awarded, and it'll show a number next to it. Same thing with the convoys that pop up on this side. If it's campaign royale and you destroy those, or even the sea people, or this, was it Clan Far, I believe they're called. You destroy their ships, it'll say faction points awarded, and it'll show a number next to it. So those are going to be some things, and there's going to be special awards based off of that leaderboard. Now, you're not going to earn any awards, just like over here. If you're not giving it your all and earning infamy, you don't get through your seasonal reward list here. This one's been tapped out at Diamond since, I don't know, a few hours into the very first day. And then every week you have it where it resets. And like I said, I don't really chase this stuff. I just continue to destroy things. But once you hit Tier 5, that means it's the highest tier that you can hit for a week. Now, we have 23 hours left before a reset. Now, does that mean that that is going to reset that pass at that time? Probably not. You're going to want to look over here to see exactly how much time you have in. There are 0 days remaining, which means we're officially in the last day. What I've noticed is it seems like typically right at 12:30 my time, the servers go down. I'm in Central Time Zone, by the way. They seem to go down around 12 or 12:30, and they typically come back up by 3 or 3:30 unless there is an issue with the patch that's bringing in the new season content. I have seen it take as long as 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning for that to come in. So, but understand, I'm going to be up that night, and as soon as the servers come up, I will be making sure that I announce in the Discord group, the Banished Souls Discord. It's going to say, hey, servers are up. And I invite you all to come over and start farming with me, man. The servers are typically not real full first thing when they come up. And as soon as you come in, I want to get on to one grinding to pass out, but I want to get on and I want to see exactly what we need to take this fort here out. And we will probably start in tier 1, or we can start in tier 2 if there's enough of us here. But I want to see exactly what it's going to take to earn the iron that's going to be in here. My guess is whichever is the unrefined is going to be available in tier 1, and then the refined version is going to be available in tier 2. That's kind of like what we see over here with the Mega Fort, where you can actually earn upgrade parts versus Ascension modules, or even the actual the Masterwork kits, which can only be earned in tier 2. So something to keep in mind there, guys. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But I definitely want to see what that is, and of course we'll be able to, kind of judge what we're going to be able to see in that system coming into the new game. But that's going to be pretty awesome. Like I say, upgrades, it's not just going to be upgrading with just materials and pieces anymore. It's going to be specialized materials, and it's already said in those production notes that specialized materials, some of it can be purchased at Blackwood. It didn't say that all, it said some, and then Megafort. So now, is that just this Megafort, or will that also include Megafort Houston? Not sure, but we're going to be running some Megafort Houston as well and checking all of this stuff out. But we're definitely going to be hitting it hard, because this is a quick way to run through your pass. When I'm talking about the pass, I'm talking about the Smuggler Pass. As you can see, it says we have 5 tokens. If you're seeing that on there, that doesn't mean that you have 5 tokens that are unspent. As you can see, I've got 30 of 30 on all of these, and it's still showing I have 5. There was an earlier glitch in the game, so they just went ahead and awarded everybody in the game 5 more tokens, because it was rounding out, and people couldn't earn that at 5th token, the extra 5. That's where that extra tokens come from, guys. So that's what's happened there. But the Smuggler Pass is going to be free. Now, of course, you can upgrade that if you want the cosmetics and things. I typically do. That's just one of my favorite things to do, but it's not required to earn the ships or the weapons or any of that kind of stuff. Understand that, guys. That's just for the extra stuff. I do recommend it, not because I get any money or anything off of it, but you earn gold, the little DMC gold squares and stuff like that can be used later in the game. And those are some pretty awesome things that you can look at, some cosmetics and stuff that come in it. But by all means, look through it, see if it's a cosmetic you're even interested in, because I think it's like $10 for the basic pass, and they have an upgraded one for $25, which gives you smuggler points or something. I never buy it, but I usually just do the one that gives me the extra cosmetics. But honestly, in the same note, I don't really use a lot of the cosmetics. Like, I don't use any of that kind of stuff. I haven't been using really any of the cosmetics per se for anything. It's been nice because I do get the extra tooling favors off of that, but you can earn those as well in the game. So it's not something that you absolutely have to do. Smuggler Pass, top left-hand corner. Once you spent 45 tokens, it's been confirmed, you will be able to get that blueprint. Now, what other blueprints available in the game? You're going to have to play it. We'll have to find out what else is there. But nothing has changed as far as how we earn the ships. You do not have to spend money. I know that there were a lot of people say, well, you're going to have to spend money to get those large ships. You do not have to spend money to get those large ships. In fact, I hate it when people do that. They talk out one side of the rear, man, and I don't know what they're talking about. And what it does is it turns new gamers or returning gamers off from the fact that, I will tell you from personal experience of this game and several other games like this that Ubisoft puts out, they do not require you to put money toward the game to open weapons or character improvements, actual things important to the game. Cosmetics and stuff, yeah, you can buy all day long, but you're not going to come in here and pay to win. Now, you can pay to open up those tokens and get through the pass quicker, but understand, everybody has the opportunity to run through that pass, and it doesn't really take long, especially when you're in a community like Banished Souls, man. You can grind this stuff out. We've had a lot of new players just coming in, and within just a couple days, they're up in their level 15 boats, and next thing you know, they're coming back over and they're finishing their storylines out, and they're in the Kingpin, and there's several of them that's already gathered all of their, if not most, all of their actual territories. So that's great to see. Great community. A lot of the guys over there, obviously, Why So Serious running that community. He's got a great team of moderators. We got guys for Skull and Bones, and there's other games that's being played over there right now. Hell Let Loose, Hell Divers. I don't know. There's a list of different type of war games and stuff going on over there. War of Thunder, I believe, is one of them that's going on too. So pretty cool stuff. But I'm here for the Skull and Bones, man. And let me tell you, it's a great community to have. And there's not where it's just once in a while you see a few people online. Almost every night that I've been looking into chat, man, it's been just servers of guys spilling into it. It's taking multiple servers a lot of times for us to fit everybody into the game. And that's really awesome. So gives us a really good edge when we're running content. And also, it's going to be a really good edge whenever we're running this new faction system, because you got to figure, if we're filling up an entire server, there's a lot of events we're going to be running, and we're just going to be grinding away at whatever side we're going to be. I'm just going to give y'all a heads up. I am most likely DMC. I'm about 99.99% positive that's where I'm going to be at. I'd leave a 0.01% there because I want to see what the difference is. Sounds like there's going to be some furnitures that's going to be faction specific, and maybe even a few traits that could be opened up. Now, when I say traits, it says that there is going to be an infamy line for your ship, which is going to further expand upon its ability. So I imagine it's going to be some sort of a tree, not exactly like this, but I imagine it's going to have, a faction side for DMC and a faction side for Campaign Royale, and within that it's going to be like certain attributes and things that you can assign points toward. Now, once you join a faction, can you leave it and then join the other faction? I'm not sure. I'm not seeing anything saying you can, but on the same note, I'm not seeing anything saying that you can't. So I can't really say one way or the other on that as of yet. There may be something later. I've heard rumor that when that happens, if you want to switch factions, all you have to do is turn and start fighting the other side. So if you're DMC, just keep fighting yourself. Keep farming out this stuff on the DMC side, destroying your old convoys. Now, I don't know if that's going to change the convoy system within the game is almost what it's sounding like to me. If certain convoys are, I have to fight a convoy over here to earn certain types of ranking to expand the DMC. Well, obviously I would want to be hitting that convoy over here. You got to hit it over here. So that's going to be one of the things we got to watch for. I expect we'll see a pretty big swing of the way things look. And as a DMC begins to expand over, I imagine the content's going to condense down into more areas. But on the same note, I imagine if you don't join a faction system, there's probably servers that are going to be set aside for you to where you don't have to worry about that crap. We'll have to wait and see. It's not saying you have to be in PvP, but I do believe that we're going to see where those factions, we're going to jump in here. This is what I've been waiting for. It's not because I'm just long-winded. I wanted to actually show you this, guys. This is what I'm talking about faction ship points. You may have seen it, you may have not seen it, but I hope you stuck around the video long enough to see it. So when you start a takeover, understand this does not happen in plunders. It's just takeovers in certain convoys. I've noticed this. Not even all convoys, just certain ones. And it's not even all ships within a takeover. It's specifically level 8 and up is what I've noticed. What level is this? This is a 5. So we're going to go ahead and take him out here in a second. We'll go ahead and take these towers down. Oh, wow, that was some weak sauce right there, wasn't it? It's about quite a bit further out than I realized. Again, what we want is a level 8 ship. But we got to blow up these small ones first to get there. There's just a 10, so this will work. We should get 8 faction points, I believe, from level 10s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so there's, see, plus 8 faction points. So that's how you're going to be increasing your factional rank within the game. Now, is that the same as guild points? My guess is probably not, guys, okay? I think guilds is probably going to be something a little different, but they mentioned some guild points, so we're going to eventually, it sounds like, be able to do guilds or some sort of a guild system within the game. The only reason I can understand why they would have mentioned guild points being part of it. But like I said, that's just a guess, guys. I'm just throwing it out there, showing you what I'm seeing in the game, and it's up for you to make your own conclusion here. So, like I said, every time we destroy a level 8 or higher ship, we end up seeing that faction ship point come in. What's really sad is it looks like most of these ships are like, ships, a lot of the towers that used to pay you the 100 infamy, and then it would also give you 100 points towards your pass, are only giving a fraction of that at this point. So something to keep in mind. Now, like I said, I think that's mostly because there's going to be some major changes happening in the game and the way that the game actually completes the pass here in the near future. It may not be at the very beginning, but I expect we're going to see some new events and some new ways to progress through that pass. It wouldn't even surprise me to see faction-specific passes in the future. So, now, does that mean that you have to play in PvP, guys? The answer is no. There is nothing that's going to force you to be in PvP. Could you potentially earn more faction points by destroying an actual player versus a ship? My guess is most likely. There's no automatically because we don't know. But most likely, the reason I say most likely is because you see where you get a higher point value by destroying a player anyway. So that's something I remember back seeing some folks. They'd sit there, they would just sit there and sink each other to complete the pass because they would grind that XP. But I think they've actually put an end to that from what it sounds like. So it could be something you want to check with a friend. But I don't think that you're earning those real heavy faction points or the real heavy smuggler points for destroying ships anymore to say actual player. I think they've moved a lot of that stuff to the PvP aspect of the game, so it's something to keep up with. But alright, so with that having been said, I'm going to end the video here so it's not just cutting dead weight and dead air, but I hope this has helped you prepare. And guys, again, going to be jumping straight into this game here at the release. Make sure you join in, hit that subscribe button, and if you're looking for a crew to roll with, even if you don't like to talk much, understand most of the guys, including myself, we like to talk all the time anyway. And between a server full of people talking, you might not get a word in edgewise anyway. But there are plenty of voice chat rooms opened up. Maybe you want to be in a server, but you want to communicate with your buddies. Use whatever chat you prefer, or you don't have to chat at all. But I do recommend at least listening into the chat, because the leads, which will be your moderators and things and team leaders and stuff in the game, they're typically letting you know this is where we're at if you want to come. But we also do use the in-game systems to let you know where, one, you're part of a team so you can see where your teammates are at. But not just that, you're also going to be able to ask for help. We ask for help. That sends you a quick travel ability within the game. It also lets you know where we're at, so you can fast travel over there if you want to. Alright, that has completed that faction, guys. But that is what I was trying to tell you about in some of the videos about those faction systems that just happened to play out where I was able to jump into one of these takeovers so we could show you. Everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you on Tuesday morning. I will be putting a video out on the pass. Make sure you check for that, guys. New information coming out, and as we open up that new ship, I'll probably be doing a live stream on the grind toward our frigate on Twitch. So if you follow me on Twitch, definitely make sure you look in there. If you just want to be a part of the live stream, guys, or if you want to be a part of that actual grind, join me in game. And I always have room. When I back out, it's not because I'm not trying to play, it's because I'm leaving room for more people to join into the server, folks. Just always remember that. I had a guy ask me one time if I left because didn't want him on my team. The answer is nope. I was just making room because a lot of people like to join over and play in the same server. They can kick for help. If I see you've asked for help, work on your own stuff or join in on mine. If I see you jump in, ask for help on something, make sure you plug it through with the main game system. I'll see it and show up. You have a wonderful day.